Recording. The podcast is
podcast for Breaking Bread, episode 1.
That's right. Intro song. It's a Canadian band from Saskatchewan.
Hey, who doesn't like Saskatchewan?
I don't know. Fade that shit out.
So,
Welcome to the show.
what are we going to discuss today?
Well, there's a few things we can discuss. One of them, I would certainly like to talk about aliens.
I like aliens. Aliens
I
are
love
good.
aliens, man.
Aliens are good.
You know, here's what I'm thinking. If I totally believe in aliens, like I'm sold 100%, I believe there's aliens. But I think it's Stephen Hawking was saying that if we keep searching for them and they're out there and we find them, we might be sorry about that, man.
I tend to agree with that because aliens would be, if they can make it to us, they are far more advanced. We don't even know how to really interstellarly travel. Like to go to Mars will take us 7 years. So how are you going to get to a star? The nearest star that they say is in what they call the Goldilocks zone, which is far enough away from the sun, but close enough to stay warm. So it's like can sustain life and it's got water on it. Is like 70 light years away.
Which is a light year is
Like 187,000 years.
1 light year.
Yeah.
I have to get my calculator out. Is 187 light years?
Here, I'll check right now. How?
It's a lot of years. It actually doesn't make sense to me. Wait, what did you say? 1 light year is how many?
How long is a light year?
Hey Siri, how long is 1 light year?
1 light year is 9,460,528,405,000 kilometers.
I don't think I'm going to make it there in my fucking Ford Escape, man.
No. So that's 1 light year.
Yeah.
The closest is 76 light years away. Even at 20. Okay, so a light year, to understand this, is you have to, when it says 76 light years, you have to be traveling at the speed of light for 76 years, and you're just going to get there. And the speed of light, ask Siri how fast the speed of light is.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri. How fast is the speed of light?
The answer I found is 1,079,252,849 kilometers per hour.
What? What did she say?
1 billion, but it's not. It's like 187,000. Ask her again, because it's not that. It's like,
Hey Siri. How fast is the speed of light? Hey Siri. How fast is the speed of light?
The answer I found is 1,079,252,849 kilometers per hour.
it might be. That might be true. That might be
A
correct.
billion fucking miles an hour?
Yeah. Hey, listen, it might be. So you have to be traveling
Doesn't
that
make sense.
fast. You have to be traveling that fast. You have to be traveling that fast, even if it is right, for 76 years.
It's far.
Yeah. It's pretty far.
So, bottom line, these dudes, I believe that the Big Bang did create everything, for sure. I do believe that everything was created at the Big Bang, and that their civilization, these alien civilization, was just created like 1 billion or 2 billion years before us. So they've had like a couple billion years to be more advanced than us. Does that make sense?
Well, according to science, the universe itself is about 16 billion years old. Earth is only 4.
Right.
And on Earth, human civilization is maybe 150,000 years.
Yeah.
So even though Earth, so you have to say, okay, well, Earth is 4, but we're not counting Earth because there was nothing here. So you got to count how long do we know humans have been around, intelligent human beings.
Right.
About 150,000 years. So if you find a civilization that, let's say, is 6 billion years old, those people might have been around for 500 million years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
500 million years.
Yeah.
Look where we are at 150,000.
Yeah.
Imagine where we would be in 500 million years.
Yeah. Crazy.
So they would know things that, like Einstein and Tesla, they knew stuff, but they couldn't apply. We didn't have the technology to apply it. For example, Einstein knows that, okay, you can't jump. There's no teleporting from one end to the other, but we know mathematically we can bend space and create what are called wormholes. So you can basically bend the fabric of space and take a shortcut. We know mathematically you can do that.
We just don't know how to do it.
We don't have the energy. We know how to do it. We don't have the energy to do it.
We know how to do it?
Oh, yeah. It's just all mathematic applications, like cold fusion. We know how to create cold fusion, which is unlimited, limitless energy. One, it's not in the best interest of the world because energy costs money. It's in the benefit of the world, so it's not in the benefit of business. But again, to do cold fusion, it takes a tremendous amount of energy to kickstart it, to get it to go and go. So these people would have all of that and probably more.
Yeah.
Like, so traveling through space. So my thing was like, okay, if somebody's traveling through space, if you're traveling at, let's say, speed of light, which is 1 billion miles an hour, 1 billion kilometers an hour, a piece of space dust
Take you out.
would fire through your ship like a bullet through paper.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? Like, I couldn't even fathom how you do that. Like, you can't be dodging.
No.
Because if that thing's not going in a straight line and slightly shifts, that's like 10,000 Gs. Your bones would leave your skin,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
at that speed.
Yeah.
Right? The Gs would be absolute. If you're going in a straight line, it's not going to, it's when the inertia changes rapidly. Like your bones, you would separate from your body.
Yeah. There's a lot of torque.
These are the things I think about when I'm saying, okay, so if we were to go there, how did they get to here? And you make the same application of the same ideas. Well, how did they get here? So my problem with aliens, the only problem that I haven't ever been able to say, well, here's a good answer, is I believe they're out there. I don't know if I necessarily believe they've come here.
Really?
Yeah. That's exact. I believe 100%. Like Hawking said, if you took the same dials and dialed everything on an oven, and you put everything you needed to do to make an Earth, just by sheer chance, the vastness of space, by sheer chance, in our visible galaxy, visible space, because there's a lot more that we can't see, so they call it visible, the visible universe. There'd be over there'd be over 1 billion Earth-like planets in the visible space. So how could there be no life?
Oh, I agree with that 100%.
But the traveling to here is where I have the problem.
We just don't understand it, man.
Of course. It's like infinity. Explain infinity to me.
Yeah, yeah.
You can, so it's on and on forever, but what does that mean?
Yeah.
You know, really, what's the meaning of forever?
Yeah.
We don't live in forevers because we live in a set time.
Yeah.
So our brain, you can say forever all you want, but our brain eventually says, well, I'm going to die at 100. So then what's forever? Forever's not 100. Forever to you might be 100. But what's beyond that? You don't know.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of interesting questions in the world.
So then that means you don't believe in Roswell, New Mexico, Area 51, all that? You don't believe there's a ship there?
No, it's not
crashed?
that I don't believe it. I don't have an explanation for it.
Oh. You don't have to.
No, of course, because neither do they. You know, it is an interesting universe. We are such a small little marble in this big.
We're very insignificant.
Oh, I believe so too. I think we're like cavemen to people out there.
Yeah. That's why I think they come here, just to fuck with us. I swear to God, I think they come here to look at these guys.
Zoo animals.
They're so dumb.
Oh, we do that too with the smokers. We used to do it. Remember we were talking about that?
Yeah.
They put them in the glass house.
Yeah. Like an experiment.
Yeah.
Science experiment.
Yeah, it's interesting.
There is some proof that they fucked with some DNA.
Well, DNA is an interesting story. DNA could be a whole show that people don't really talk about because you can't believe, you cannot, disbelieve that there isn't a greater plan for all humans and trees and plants and animals and whatever. And DNA is the answer to that because DNA had to have been manufactured. Had to have been manufactured. A very good explanation to understand how DNA is manufactured. To say it was by chance or by Darwin's, theory of evolution would be like saying, I'm going to take an entire encyclopedia, fly it up 10,000 feet, throw it into the sky, and it's going to land in order.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the astronomical odds of DNA being created by natural selection or by Darwinism. It's astronomically improbable because DNA is so complex.
Yeah.
And it's got more memory and it can contain histories of your generation forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
And it never degrades.
Mm-hmm.
Never degrades.
And they can fuck with it. They can take
Now
out,
they
if you
can.
have cancer in your family, you can take out that DNA.
No, that's genealogy.
Yeah.
A little bit different.
It's fucking awesome, though.
That's pretty awesome too, yeah. But DNA, if you think about it, survives crazy stuff. You could die, be buried in the ground for 1 million years, and they can extract DNA, live DNA cells from your marrow.
Okay, let's just stop right there for a second. Because this is what I asked my wife today. This whole Jeffrey Epstein shit, we know he's a bad dude.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's a creepy, sex trafficking, young girls, disgusting pig who probably should be dead. I mean, he is dead.
He is dead.
Yeah. But there's some pretty powerful people that played that game too, that their names
A lot of powerful
shall
people.
not be mentioned.
A lot of powerful people.
Right?
Clintons,
Yeah.
Trump. Well, Trump not so much.
I don't
but
think
he
Trump
was.
got in there.
He got pictures and stuff
Yeah.
with Epstein because Epstein was a rich guy too. So
Yeah.
rich upon rich, right?
Yeah.
But you had Kraft, which is the owner of the Patriots, and he also got caught for going to a massage parlor. He was arrested.
Yeah.
There is
The royal guy, what's his name? Harry? No, not Harry.
Andrew.
Philip? Andrew? Yeah.
Prince Andrew, Prince Philip.
And that guy's sketchy.
He's a dirtbag.
He's so gross.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I was saying to Lucia was, can't they extract some sort of DNA from her? Of his? If he had sex with her? Can
Not
they,
at this late stage.
It's
DNA,
too late?
Yeah, because that's soft tissue type DNA, like sperm and stuff. That's only there so long.
you can't touch the desk. Gonna hear that.
Yeah. Well, we'll try not to touch the desk. But DNA lasts for, well, no, they could extract DNA from her, for sure.
Of
if
his?
she was dead.
How's that work? She can't be alive?
No, because when you die, your body stops recycling. When you're alive, your body flushes itself. Your skin cells change. When you die, your skin cells are there. The day you died are the same.
So after she's dead, they can extract her DNA.
If he killed her and had sex with her, they could extract that DNA for a very long period of time.
If he killed her.
If he raped her and she's alive, she has to go and do the rape kit and all that stuff. But she has, I don't know what the stat is, but it's a pretty amazing stat that your body rebuilds itself in cells in a very short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like your blood, for example. Your blood completely changes and revitalizes itself. I think it's like 72 hours. All your blood in your body. But your skin as well. It flakes off and you are a new person.
Yeah.
After so many, however many days it is. It's pretty amazing that you're this new person. So the DNA in itself would have been flushed away just by her own regeneration. If she was dead, it's different. You're not regenerating anymore.
It's too bad.
He was a dirtbag,
Total dirtbag.
but he was murdered.
Yeah, but I'm talking Prince.
I know you're talking DNA and stuff, I know.
Whatever his name is. There's a
Andrew.
picture of him and her together.
There's a little blonde kid, 17-year-old kid. She's the one that blew the whistle.
And he's like, yeah, no, that's not me. That's not me. She goes, but that's you.
Yeah, she's the one that blew the whistle on the whole thing.
And he goes, oh, yeah, that's me. That's me. And so your arm is around her. Well, is it really? She's like, yes. We don't know if that's been doctored or whatever. What a fucking scumbag.
Do you know who the first one to blow that story up was? Corey Haim.
Who?
And Corey Feldman.
Oh, who's he from again?
He was from like the Goonies.
Oh, yeah.
He was best friends with the Canadian kid, Corey Haim. And Corey Haim, remember back in the day, they were like the teen throbs.
I don't remember Corey Haim.
Corey Haim was like the spiky hair, good looking kid. Anyways, he committed suicide, died. And through his whole life, he used to say there was this ring, this pedophile ring in Hollywood. And they would raping all these people and it really got to Corey Haim. It really messed him up. Corey Feldman, it messed him up too, but after Corey Haim died and committed suicide, Corey Feldman continued on the story, and people were saying, oh, come on, you're so full of crap. How could that be happening? I'm in Hollywood. Nothing happened to me. And that was where the original story came, and that's where all this stuff was like, people were talking about it, people were dealing with it and not really listening.
Mm-hmm.
She blew it up.
Oh, yeah.
Right? She blew it up and started dropping names. Corey Haim never dropped any names. Corey Feldman never dropped any names. Just said, this is a ring. Right?
Did you see the story on ABC? That ABC anchor, news anchor? And
Lowry?
Her name is, I don't know. You can get it there. I have it on my phone here.
I know Lowry's another little dirtbag.
Oh, Matt Lowry? Yeah, he's a douche.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures.
Who's Alan Dershowitz?
Just another rich guy.
Oh. So she's a fucking ABC news anchor. She had the story 3 years ago. ABC spiked the story, buried it, because 3 years ago was the fucking Clinton election, the Trump-Clinton election.
And he was heavily involved in that stuff, but so
heavily
was Hillary.
Involved. Hillary too?
Yeah, Hillary was in there at parties and stuff. And
yeah, but association with Epstein isn't going to bury her.
They're a weird couple. Well, it's not going to bury Clinton either. Clinton's got like this shield around him. He'll be dead and it'll blow up. It's not going to happen when he's alive.
Clinton?
Yeah.
It's fucking wild, man.
She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out. And it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like every day, I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my god, what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. And I had it all 3 years ago.
Pretty wild, eh?
Here, I'll show you something here. I don't know.
I got to grab another beer.
Here you go, grab a beer, buddy.
I'll be right back.
No, thanks. See, this is way back with Corey Feldman. When you see, I don't know how to scroll this thing down.
Say again?
How do you scroll this thing down?
2 fingers. There you go.
So that's Corey Feldman.
Yeah, I know him. I just don't know the other guy.
Right, so he...
Excuse me.
Corey Feldman names his alleged pedophile abuser on
So
Dr.
Corey
Oz.
Feldman was raped?
Yep. And
By
he was
who?
talking about this giant pedophile ring.
By like famous people or?
Yeah, famous. And here's Corey Haim. When you see him,
it's disgusting.
When you see him, you'll know who it is. Trust me. Let me put him up as a kid. There's no way you don't know him.
Oh yeah, where's he from?
Toronto.
No, but I mean, like, what did he do? Was he famous?
Vampire shows. He was in the Goonies. Very famous.
Wow.
He was always on, back in the kid days when we were in the 90s, he was always on the front of those like teen magazines and stuff.
That's really unfortunate. That's sad.
Who raped Corey Haim? It was a huge pedophile rape.
Do they know who did it?
Yeah, they say it was part of this Jeffrey Epstein pedophile rape.
No.
Yeah. And this goes all the way back, right?
Holy fuck.
See, he was an A-list celebrity at one time.
So you're telling me that there's men that wanted boys and Jeffrey Epstein hooked them up with these
all sorts of people.
Oh, that's fucking brutal, dude. That guy needs to die.
See, look, there's Charlie Sheen. There they are.
Charlie Sheen in on this shit?
No. I'm sure. Like, Charlie Sheen's a sex guy, right? So he probably is in this crap.
Well, it's like you said, it's going to come out for years later. It'll all come out.
Absolutely.
It's really sad. It's unfortunate.
It's kind of sick.
It is disgusting.
Yeah.
I feel bad for those kids.
Oh, screws them up, man.
Yeah.
Gets their head all messed up. That's the thing with pedophiles. They suffer. Because, you go, guy gets murdered, is dead. Suffering's finished.
Mm-hmm.
When you rape a kid, the crazy thing about that, and science is still having a hard time explaining, that they turn into pedophiles almost like a disease.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
And if you think about it, well, the kid is like, when you're a kid, you look at adults, doesn't matter who they are, bad, good, they're like gods to you as a kid. And then that happens. You have no trust for the rest of your life. Your whole childhood is completely altered and completely different.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, when you're a child, you're absorbing things like a sponge. You're taking it in, you're understanding. That becomes an understanding for you. Where somebody comes in and does that kind of stuff, you've changed as a child, but all of a sudden you're thinking, this is maybe not bad.
Wow.
This is not, because they absorb that, right? It's like watching your parents smoke. A lot of people who see their parents smoke become smokers. And it's not even like, oh, I want to be a smoker or anything. You don't sit as a kid and say, I want to be a smoker, but you see it so much as a child.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're like, somebody busts out a cigarette, you're like, yeah, I'll try one.
Yeah.
Whereas a kid who's never seen their parents smoke, they have no interest. No interest whatsoever. Right?
You watch Ray Donovan?
No. Oh, that TV show, right?
Yeah.
The agent guy? He's an agent or something?
No, he's a fixer. He's a Hollywood fixer. So whenever like these celebs got problems, they're going to get exposed. They got pictures of me with that hooker or something. He goes in and he fucking fixes shit. He threatens people. He gets dirt on the DAs and stuff. And it's Hollywood, but it's cool. Anyway, his brother in the show, Bunchy, he got raped and molested as a kid by a priest. They're Catholic. They're Irish Catholics, right? And he's fucked in the show, and he plays it so well. He really does. Like it's fucked with his head, and he just can't function. He's a little slow and a little stupid in the show, but the bottom line is Ray Donovan got molested as a kid by a priest. His brother Bunchy did, and I believe the other brother did as well. All three Donovan brothers, I believe, were all molested. And even Ray is, secure and tough and everything that he is. He's psychologically fucked for life. And I know it's just a show, but it's obviously based on facts, right?
Well, all shows are based on some sort of form of beginning story. So that's another phenomenon. The priests. Why is it so prevalent for like priests to abuse children?
Fuck, what do you think, man?
No, but why?
Because they're locked up for the rest of their lives, not having sex with
not
women.
Not all priests. Some priests are allowed to have sex. They're allowed to be married. They're allowed to be married and enjoy the.
Those are
enjoy the bastions of explosion.
Those are not priests. Those are what do they call those guys? Deacons or some shit.
I don't know.
I forget. But I mean, we're talking Catholic. You're not fucking doinking the company pen, man.
If I was Catholic and I was a priest, boys would be off my list, but I would still be doinking the company pen. I'd be dipping that oil pan in that oil pan all the time, man. My oil stick would be dipping. Let me check your oil, sweetie.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like our buddy. But yeah, no, it's an epidemic, and
it's a terrible epidemic.
It's fucking brutal. And what's worse than the priest doing it is the Vatican burying it and just shuffling. It's like the shuffle game. You know, the cup shuffle? They shuffle this priest over here. Okay, well, he diddled over here. Let's fucking move him over there.
You know what? Government do it. Hollywood's been doing it forever. It's only coming out now with Hollywood, right? Hollywood's only coming out now. But that's a sex ring, sex trade of people like... It's like Roman was saying. Hey, go up north with a bunch of booze, bring a ghostwriter, hire a couple hookers. It's like Hollywood, right? The hookers, the fucking sex for rent, right? It's all Hollywood. And then where do you draw the line, really? When you get super powerful, where do you draw that line? You become like a godlike. We don't know this because we're sitting down here as little peons. Mm-hmm. But when you get that power and everything that comes with that power, humans have an innate ability to look for rushes. What haven't I done before? Mm-hmm. And what can I get away with? You know, and I adopted some of that when I was a kid. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't really have a lot of good guidance. So I would steal stuff, not because I wanted it. What can I get away with? Yeah. I would keep pushing the envelope. What can I do? Keep pushing the envelope. And I think in Hollywood, it's just the worst. Look at the guy who was running MGM. You know? What's his name again?
Barber?
No. The owner guy.
MGM?
Is it MGM or is it Warner Brothers?
Hey, Siri. Who's the owner of MGM Studios?
Weinstein.
Oh, Weinstein.
Yes.
That's not MGM.
I think it is, buddy.
Oh, fuck, Siri. Slow down.
I found this on the web for who's the owner of MGM Studios. Weinstein. A Weinstein, yes. That's not MGM. Check it out.
Why is she only coming in one ear?
So it's Weinstein. He's that family started it.
Harvey Weinstein is... I wanted to talk about this.
He's
not a pedo or anything like that.
He has raped some of the A-list. He has basically gone into rooms like with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh.
You know? Oh yeah, and you know, actors have gone into the room. He's like, "Come on up to my room," because he's that powerful. And when they get up there, he's pulling his chain. And they're like, "I'm not comfortable." Yeah, come on over, touch it. You know. Oh yeah, he's crazy. But I'm using him as an example of power.
Yeah.
When you become that. And you have all these beautiful people around you, right? Beautiful men and beautiful women. The power dictates that. Because you know what? For all the people that did tell and said, hey, this guy did things to me that he shouldn't have done, there's this whole ton of people that didn't tell. Look at Keisha, the singer. Her manager said, you want to make it? You're going to do some stuff.
To him?
Yeah, and he boned her and all sorts of stuff and things that she did not want to do. Her last song is about it.
Wow.
Prayer. It's called Prayer. She talks about, you know, you're going to get yours, buddy.
But you know what this ugly thing is? Would she have gotten where she is if she didn't?
She was kind of talented because she was a backup singer for Lady Gaga, I think, or one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe Beyonce or something. A dancer, backup singer.
But for the most part, she probably wouldn't have.
Maybe not. She's a good singer, though, but maybe not.
I mean, that's a fucking hell of a price to pay. That's disgusting. But Weinstein, I thought it was more, hey, sweetie, you're looking good today, and pat on the back, or pat on the butt.
No.
I thought it was more shit like that that's unacceptable now. That in the 80s.
They would come up to his room, and he's ripping his chain, sitting there naked. Come on up to my room. He's on the edge of his bed naked. Yeah, crazy.
And they would fucking bang him?
Some would, you know. Some would, because they want to get further ahead.
Yeah.
Right? The guy is pretty much, at the time, was the most powerful man in Hollywood. He owned the big studio. He was the main family of the studio.
So what did he go to jail?
No, he's in a case now for sexual assault with many.
Yeah, they're all coming out.
Yeah.
And that's what bothers me too is, I mean, if the guy really did it and there's proof and whatever, crucify him. But I don't like this, I don't know if they're calling it Me Too, where all these women are coming out of the woodwork.
Well, that was my problem with Bill Cosby, right? Like Bill Cosby, none of these people said anything until he's in his 80s.
Yeah.
And then if you look at, I understand if he did it, it's bad. It's really bad. But then why are you dropping your cases to sue him? It's like the whole Michael Jackson thing. Okay, so if he was a pedophile, and yeah, he was super powerful, but why did everybody disappear for money? Because if that was my kid, you're going to give me $10 million, you're going to walk away? No, I want to murder you.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to pay and suffer.
Yeah.
Which leads you to believe, was any of it real? Or was it just that one kid got away with it, so the next kids start jumping on saying, I want some money. The parents, which is the worst, I want some money too.
Yeah.
My kid was at Neverland,
Mm-hmm.
So then you lead to believe, like, did he really do that stuff?
Yeah.
Which is terrible because a lot of people will defend him, right? Defend who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the other side of it where, like, he's such a dirtbag. He was a rapist,
yeah,
a pedophile.
So I always maintain, my wife hates when I say this, there's three sides to every story, right?
There is.
His, hers, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. And I honestly believe that I don't think he had sexual relations with the kids. I think he probably crossed a couple lines, but nothing sexual. I think he might have slept in the same bed.
That did happen. But see, with Michael Jackson, the thing you have to take away, he did not know what life normal was.
Right.
He never got a chance to grow up.
Right.
When he would go grocery shopping, they would shut the grocery store down.
Yeah.
His sister, for a present for him, because he had never gone grocery shopping in his entire life, his sister rented a grocery store and just said, let's go grocery shopping. There's a video of it. It's crazy. He's like so excited.
Without closing it?
Yeah. No, it closed it with all the people.
Oh, they still closed it?
Because he can. It's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And he was so excited just to buy eggs and milk.
Yeah.
Because he was still a kid.
Yeah.
Even into his 40s, he was still a kid.
Oh, totally.
And as a kid, like when I was a kid, I would sleep over at my friend's house and I'd jump into bed with them.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing, let's watch whatever. We didn't have phones back then.
Yeah.
And that was his mentality. I definitely don't think he was having relations with anybody. I definitely don't believe that. And I think people were taking advantage of the fact that he was very wealthy.
Yeah.
Very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right? And that people took money. Just basically, it was a legitimate fraud. Right?
I mean, but he definitely had some issues. There's no doubt about it.
I don't think he touched kids in the wrong way. Macaulay Culkin was there the whole time.
Yeah.
He was like numero uno, the favorite child.
Yeah.
It's like, he's never touched me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to touch anybody, why not touch him?
Yeah. I think he had some issues, but I don't know.
He definitely had issues. And he had issues that we wouldn't understand as parents. Say, how dare you do that?
Yeah.
Right? But no kid has ever come out and said he has hoofed me or nothing like that.
Yeah. Fucking sad, eh? Like, you think about it. You feel bad for the guy. Like, you look at Bieber, right? Like, I don't like him.
Bieber's going to have problems when he's older, too.
Yeah.
Because he's way too popular.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you become that popular, your life is withdrawn from real life. You're withdrawn from real life. You can't live a normal life.
But Bieber had it a little older. He lived a normal life. His mom was poor.
He lived a normal life till he was like 12.
Yeah. Then it fucking went nuts.
Nuts.
It went. So
he was more nuts in his early youth than it is now.
Yeah.
Definitely. People were like going crazy over the kid.
But his ego is fucking. He used to be okay, but now I think his ego's.
I think he's settled down now, actually. I think his ego's less now. Like, he's doing stuff with the public, which he would never do before.
Nick was showing me Twitter or TikTok, I don't know what it was, something with some girl. And he went live with some random girl that had like 300 followers. He just chose her, and she's like, oh my God. And what's Haley, his wife?
Haley Baldwin.
And she was there in the background. She's like, oh, hey. And he's like, so how are you? And whatever, he's talking to her. He's being cool, right? And then at the end he goes, she's like crying and freaking, oh my God. And then he goes, Okay, well, go cry yourself to sleep. And
he did another show with that guy he likes, Scooter or something. Where
Scooter Braun. That's his agent or whatever, his manager.
Is it?
Scooter Braun, yeah.
Well, he's doing a thing, and he's like in the back of the truck, and they're in the Tesla. You know, it was on TikTok too, and they're in the Tesla. And so what do you think of Bieber? I love him. Oh, you love me? And he'd pop out of the back seat. One guy's commenting, you know, Bieber's got it. I love the guy. And, you know, but that new song, I'm just not having it. And he's like, excuse me? I think he's much more chilled now. I think he's more accessible.
Yeah, maybe.
Than he was before.
But here's the other thing. I watched the video on him too, and he fucking, these paparazzi. Justin, hey Justin, hey Justin, hey Justin, could we get a picture? Hey Justin, where are you going? Hey Justin, what nice pants. I like your shoes, Justin. Hey Justin, is that a new haircut? Like, relentless questions, just bombarding this fucking kid with them, and he's just walking to go get a Starbucks or some shit and just ignoring them, and like, how fucking much can you take?
You have to do it. You have to ignore them.
No, I know, but like 24/7, and then they follow him. He gets in his Lambo or whatever, and he drives down the road, and then they're with the camera outside the window. Hey, Justin, nice hat. Is that, you got any swag for me? Can you? And he just fucking got the blinders on. That's a shitty life, man.
It's like, you know, Prince Harry stepped down, right? And Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, we're not doing this royal shit no more.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty admirable. I like it.
Do you think it has anything to do with Uncle fucking, what's his name? Uncle like to bang young girls?
No. He's stepping down because he was never the royal guy.
No.
He was the guy that liked to go out and party and be a totally normal dude. He loved it. He used to go to Calgary all the time because people, you know, in Canada, for the most part, leave people alone. And he would go to the bases there and party.
Yeah, but was it because of what happened to his mom? You know, that he just said, fuck this?
No, I think he was never into it, man. I don't think he was. I'm sure that had something to play a part in his life. Like, this is crazy, you know, that somebody following my family with a camera killed my mother.
Yeah.
Right? There's other circumstances surrounding that crash, though. Like, the driver was a little tanked up. Like, there's some shit that went down.
Mm-hmm.
But his life, he was never one to vie for that title. You know?
No.
Where his brother is.
His brother totally is.
You know?
But he's next to, whatever it's called, next to throne.
But I mean, it doesn't matter. He wanted that role.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Harry will never be the king.
He can't be unless
something happens to Will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even if something did happen, he wouldn't take it.
Probably not.
He doesn't want it.
Yeah.
He wants to come live in Canada and be like a normal human with lots of money.
Yeah.
And they've already warned the paparazzi, you know, stay away.
Yeah.
We just want a normal life.
That's kind of hard. That's a big ask. Maybe in the beginning.
In England, I agree. In Canada, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be. Like, he has been seen walking the street normally with just him and Meghan Markle in Toronto.
Yeah.
You know, do the paparazzi take some shots? Yeah.
Yeah.
But people, for the most part, you're not seeing 100 people around him. He's just walking with his wife, and people are leaving him alone. You know? So I think it's admirable they do that. I think it's a big
What would you
step.
do?
What would I do?
Yeah. You're fucking royalty, man.
As a royal family?
Yeah.
I'd be the worst royal ever. I would be the worst royal ever. I'd have chicks everywhere, cars. You definitely wouldn't be making me king. You know?
But I think there's fucking law and order that you can't be driving around Lamborghinis. You can't have wild parties. That's why they were also hush hush.
You can have all that.
I mean, he did it. We all know that he did it.
They all did it.
Prince William did it too.
Look at the Moroccan prince and stuff like that. These guys live, like, I mean, they have a fleet of Range Rovers.
Yeah.
But they're very protected in England.
Yeah.
Like, in England, they don't go out and about. Like, they're not hanging out, let's go to the keg.
No.
Everything's in-house.
Yeah.
And that's what Harry didn't want. I don't want to be in-house. Even when he moved to England, he's like, I'm not living in the palace.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy something out in some faraway land in England.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell they just did not want to be in that, let's do the royal thing.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's, like I said, law and order. Okay, today you got to go make an appearance here. Tomorrow you're going here. You got to talk about...
The other big problem.
Huh?
The other big problem.
Meghan.
She's black.
Wow, you think?
She's half black, buddy.
No, I know she is, but you think that had anything to do with?
Absolutely.
Really?
Every day you can see it in the news. They give her a hard time for everything. Oh, you're holding your baby wrong. It's like they don't treat her as they would treat a royal.
Kate never seemed to have those problems, eh?
Because she's a whitey.
Yeah.
She's a whitey Ford.
Yeah.
You know, she's a whitey Ford. So
I think also Meghan takes no shit.
It's not just that she takes no shit. It's just that the royals have a long history of whitey Fords.
I don't know if it's the whole black card, man. I really don't think so.
I think it's...
First of all, she's only a halfer.
Doesn't matter. There's no way. They wouldn't even make her a legit title.
Oh, she has no title?
No. She's the Duchess of Sussex or something.
Yeah, so?
They wouldn't give her a royal title, a title within, like a princess or anything like that.
She's not a fucking princess.
You can marry in and become a princess, you know, but she could never...
Kate is not a princess.
If everybody
it's not Princess Kate.
It's Duchess, but when she'll be a queen when the queen dies.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle could never, even if they all died. If they all died and it was only her and Harry.
Why?
Because they wouldn't give her a royal stature.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, look it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
They didn't want a black queen.
The old voodoo child.
Over my dead body will there be a black queen in England.
It's just, you got to remember, they're old school, right?
I fucking hate them.
I'm not a big fan either.
I'm going on record right now. I fucking hate them, and I hope, what's his name, this pedo?
Oh, William. Not William. Is it Andrew? Prince
Andrew. I hope he gets crucified.
He'll never. He's royalty. When was the last time you heard a royalty get arrested? Never.
Yeah, but this guy's a fucking idiot.
Doesn't matter. Never.
Like Prince Charles and all these guys, they did their shit.
Listen, if
this guy's an idiot.
But if he lives in England, they will never. He'll never leave England, and in England, you can't arrest the royal family.
What?
You can't arrest the royal family. Name one royal member of the family that ever got arrested.
Well, none, but if this guy's proven, let's say DNA or whatever the fucking facts are, that it's 100% proof that
won't be arrested.
He raped an underage girl.
They'll bury him and put him aside. They
think so?
Arrest him, yeah. You can't arrest him.
He's not even a royal, isn't he? Isn't he kind of like an outcast?
It doesn't matter. He's part of the family.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I mean, these guys have done stuff, you know?
Yeah. I don't like them. I think they serve no fucking purpose.
Well, neither do I. think.
What purpose do they serve? What do they do?
It's old school, buddy. It's even in England, they have no power. Like, listen, a very well-respected king was the king of Thailand. Very well-respected.
Yeah, I liked him too.
You can't disrespect him. They would kill you.
Hands-on guy.
Hands-on guy, but they would kill you.
Yeah, I did a lot for the people.
Absolutely. But if you went and ripped a Thai note in front of a Thai person.
Going to jail.
Not only to go to jail, that Thai person may very well want to hurt you.
Yeah.
Because they loved the king.
Yeah.
Even his power in Thailand was just like, he had a royal army, but he always stayed out of politics. It was the prime minister's job. You know, I'll say a few words here and there, but I'm going to stay out of politics. Like when they had that military coup in 2008.
We were there.
Yeah,
the yellow shirts and the red shirts.
He didn't want to get involved till it got too crazy.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it got too crazy, he just said a few things. Bada bing, bada boom. That's it. She's over.
Yeah.
That's how much they respected him. So the reds and yellows.
That was all about the prime minister, right?
Well, he's a dirtbag.
Stealing money.
He stole $2 billion.
Yeah.
Not some money. He stole a lot of money.
Yeah, he was fucking dirty.
Loaded up. He's still an illegal person, and he's living in Dubai. He's completely criminal.
Does he have money?
Of course, he stole $2 billion.
Holy fuck.
And he did it in the dirtiest way. He sold the Thai National Telecommunications Company to Singapore.
Oh.
Like, you can't do that. Because that's security. There's a whole bunch of reasons why you cannot sell your telecommunications company to another country.
Yeah.
Because phone communications, like you could just dial in. Let's hear what the king's talking about, because it's all part of that communication.
Jesus Christ.
And then he booted out of town, man. 72 suitcases. So by the time the tanks rolled up Parliament Hill, he was gone.
Wow. I remember they threw blood at the building and all that stuff.
He was a dirty, dirty dude.
But the king, for sure, I get it, the power and the respect, but that's very different than England, man. I think.
They have a lot of power, though.
What's the last greatest thing that the king or queen has done?
Nothing really. The last greatest thing that the royal family did had everything to do with Princess Diana.
No, I would argue that. Queen Elizabeth did some shit. She did some shit.
But back in the day.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah, you said, what's the latest? I'm saying
That's
Princess Diana.
it.
Now, Princess Diana did some good for the world.
She did good humanitarian deeds, but she never fucking... What did she do?
She did so much for Africa.
Yeah, she did a lot. But guess what? Did she do more than Mother Teresa? I don't think so. Like, not even comparable, dude.
Well, Mother Teresa...
I liked Princess Di. I did. But hers was more for photo op.
The thing with Mother Teresa is a whole different story, though.
I know it's a different story, but you're talking about humanitarians, right?
Her life was dedicated by the way of her upbringing.
Mother Teresa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's none.
Yeah.
She just took it to the extreme.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Dedicated her life.
She was God's child. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They actually say, God, quote unquote, would talk to her.
I don't believe that shit.
And that she told the Pope something before she died. I don't either. I don't believe it either.
I don't believe that shit.
But she would say that. Even she would say, that I talked to God. Right? Well, they all say that. The Pope, all of them, they talk to God.
Yeah.
I think they're talking to themselves in their head. Maybe
there's a sign, or the wind blew when you ask, give me a sign. The wind blows. Oh my God, I just talked to God. Some crazy shit like that. But I don't think God just said, Mother Teresa, I want you to tell the Pope that the end of the world will be 1,000 years from now. By the way, buy yourself something nice.
Microsoft's a good stock. It's going to come out in 84. Load up.
So, but anyways, she fucking was a good fucking human being.
Of course she was.
She's someone we should all have. She's a total role model for all of us as humanitarians. Princess Diana, and I loved her. Don't get me wrong. I thought she was a great human being too, but she's a little sneaky little bitch too. She had an affair, even though Prince Charles already did too, but she had an affair. She wasn't a loyal wife. Yeah, your husband cheated on you. Okay, then you fucking divorce him, whatever, but you don't go have an affair out of spite.
But actually, he wanted to divorce her, which is crazy for Camilla. I'm like, what the hell?
Right?
I'd sooner fuck Chuck Liddell.
She's pretty fugly.
She is worse than a man.
She must have sucked a mean fucking English noggin.
Must have done something miraculous. I mean, there must have been some real serious miracles going on.
Wow. But anyway, Princess Di, every time she was in Africa or whatever, there's fucking a million cameras. And
I think that's just by way of who they were, right? I don't think she was saying, hey, follow me with cameras. I don't think so. I just think it's by who they were. And they go
Probably.
Out, they go out, and there's like parades of people because they shut the streets down. People line up. Oh, the Queen's coming out. They line up on the street.
Yeah.
It's an interesting life. If I was part of the royal family, they would excommunicate me really fast. They would. They'd say, here's a lot of money. Get the
never
fuck
come
out.
back.
Yes. And you're not royal. We're going to pretend like you never happened.
Didn't they do that to one of them? He was the king, and then he said, I don't want to be king anymore.
That's Thailand.
No, it was the royal family.
I don't know.
He was king before this current king, I guess.
That's the other thing with Queen Elizabeth. She was ruthless. She did some dirty shit to stay queen.
Fucking right. She's a tough old bitch.
But she was a tough young bitch, too.
Mm. But this king, I'll look it up. He said, I don't want this. This isn't for me. And he said, I'm in love with my wife and the royal family. It's on Netflix. It's a series. It's true. They wouldn't accept his wife for some reason. I don't know what nationality she was, but they didn't like her. And they sort of shunned her. And he said, they basically said to him, it's her or this life.
That's probably how Margot went down, buddy.
He chose her.
That's probably how Margot went down.
Who?
What's her name? That's probably how Margot.
What the fuck's that?
What's her name again?
Who?
Dirty Harry's wife?
Megan?
Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle.
Markle. That's probably how that went down.
Could be.
Drop that Canadian halfie. Or
she's not Canadian. She's American.
She lives in Canada. She lived in Canada for that show Suits.
Yeah. She
lived here in good old. She had a nice house.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's sorry she sold it right down. Not like she's going to have a problem buying a house now.
I got to find out who was the king that decided.
Do you know the king in Thailand didn't want to be king? He was going to school in America, totally Americanized.
Yeah, yeah.
And the real king.
Oh, here.
Went nuts.
He got abdicated or whatever the word is.
Abdicated.
King Edward was the king of the United Kingdom of the British Empire in 1936 until his abdication.
Abdication.
In December 11th of that year.
And that's when Queen took over, right?
I guess.
But I mean, even look at the person the Queen's married to. He's a nobody. Prince Philip is a nobody compared to the Queen. He should be king, but he's not.
Yeah, that's true. That's another story. It's because of who his dad is, isn't it?
Yeah.
His dad's
the same thing with.
Isn't his dad a Nazi?
I don't know, but that's the same thing with Meghan. She can never, ever, ever. So yeah, you're married to the kid. You're a princess. You should be a princess because you're married to the prince.
Yeah.
But no, you're nothing. We'll just give you some, Duchess of Sussex, some like title.
Well, what about Fergie?
She's a duchess too.
Yeah. Who's she married to? This fucking perv.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was never a princess.
No, she was a duchess because she came from low stature.
So?
But I'm just saying, when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's like, that's the kind of titles they give to people where, okay, you did something for us. We're going to make you Duke of the Earl over there. But you're nothing.
Yeah.
Give you a little rock house.
Duchess of York. Where you go?
Yeah. Give you a little rock house. You call it a castle, but you're really just a get out of here.
It's just a title.
And it is. But in England, all those titles are very important. Like, everybody wants to be a sir. I want to be knighted. Mick Jagger's knighted.
I have no time for it.
Elton John is knighted.
Sir Elton. And what do they do?
Nothing.
Zero.
But they have it's like having a doctor title without going to school.
And they have so much fucking money and power.
Probably the best is if they went to war and say, you all have 3 knights now. Can't you imagine Elton John putting the equipment on to be covered in freaking rhinestones? Sir Elton John, pull out the sword. It's not going to hurt you, but it's going to blind you.
Woo, let me get it in the light, and my rhinestones will blind you. Fuck me. That's funny, man.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, what happened? That's what he would be saying, all right.
Yeah.
What happened?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Now I'm hot.
It's a little warm in here. Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can get an office.
If you like today's podcast, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we have been recording for 53 minutes. We were all over the map.
But that's okay.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's our first show. We're going to get used to it. We're going to figure it out. And I think a lot of the subjects when it comes to this stuff, we were over the map. We went all over the place. But it wasn't bad because we started with nothing. We didn't have any roadmap.
That's true.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
Right? Eventually, we're going to have a roadmap because you're going to want to have guests on and you're going to, you certainly don't want to have somebody in and talk about cars and he's an expert in cars and start talking about dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. You're
going to be losing focus with you want to keep it at least somewhat around cars.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's as I said, it's the first show that we've ever done.
Yeah.
We don't even have a YouTube channel yet, so we got to figure that out. It's the first show we've ever done. We talked about a lot of cool things, interesting things, and we never really dug deep on any specific.
Yeah.
Right. So in the future, we'll go much more deeper. We'll have the computers properly set up so we can search it and talk more about that specific instance.
Mm-hmm.
But the conversation did go in a uniform manner from one topic to another, all leading from the main topic that we started off with, which was aliens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny enough, we started with aliens and we ended up with royalty. But the aliens came down to DNA. DNA came down to Epstein. Epstein came down to Weinstein. Weinstein came down to Power. Power came down to Queen. You know, so it all went along. It came down a line.
Yeah.
But it was definitely all over the place.
It's all good.
But we'll sketch it out, right? We'll in the future, we'll have, you know, we'll stick to these topics, everything within those topics, and we'll end the show within those topics.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's good to circle back.
Always.
It's good to circle back. I was watching Joe Rogan on, they were showing his cars. He's got some pretty cool cars. He knows a little bit about cars, but not a lot. And he was on Jay Leno's, whatever it's called, with Jay. And so he goes on, Jay's like, yeah, so I like the front end you got going. It was this old vet, 65 vet. And he goes, so what'd you do to the car? He goes, is this a resto mod? And he's like, yeah, I had it done at so-and-so's place, and I bought the car, and I liked it, but it needed some work and whatever. And Jay's like, so what did you do to it? What's in it? What motor? And you could just tell Joe, he knew it a little bit, but not.
Jay knows cars.
Jay knows cars, man.
He's a fanatic.
He's a total fanatic. So what he did, Joe, because you could tell it was almost uncomfortable, he had to bring that guy in that did the resto mod. And he goes, that guy started getting technical. Yeah, well, we did the fucking tie rods and whatever, right? So Jay and Joe went for a fucking test drive, and Joe said to him, you know, man, I love your show. I fucking love your show, and I watch every episode, and you're the best car show out there in the internet. You're the best for cars and all stuff, and I love your show and stuff. He paid him a really big compliment, right? Because Jay's not stupid. He knows fucking Joe's got millions of followers too, right? And so Jay was kind of taken aback by it, and he's like, oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. You know, that means a lot to me.
In the media world, Jay Leno's bigger, but Joe Rogan's got way more followers.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, the funny thing about Joe Rogan, he's a UFC guy. He was on one of the most popular TV shows at the time, which was Fear Factor. Mm-hmm. His major popularity came from his podcast.
Over UFC?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
UFC gave him all these platforms. Same with Fear Factor gave him the platform of UFC. UFC gave him the platform to do his little podcast that he does.
Yeah.
But that podcast is extremely popular and is growing very fast.
That's huge.
Like, he's getting real serious guests that nobody else is getting.
Yeah.
Like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Like, real serious people aren't getting that.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can tell when people are on his show, they're very comfortable.
Yeah.
Nobody feels out of place.
He's just like Stern.
Yeah, Stern's, you know, the thing with Stern is he intimidates you till you meet him, from what I see from, because I follow Howard TV and stuff like that. So people say, oh, I hated you, but I didn't know you.
Yeah.
But I know you, and I really like you.
Yeah.
Right? Even Ellen DeGeneres is like, man, when you were intimidating.
Yeah.
You know, you intimidated probably most people.
But why?
Because he was brash. He wasn't afraid.
Back in the 90s, when he was doing the naked, show your penis, girls who wants a fucking breast implantation or whatever.
But not only that, but people were afraid because it's like battling with Eminem.
Right.
Could you fight Eminem? Probably. And these black guys are real gangsters. Like, these hoods are real gangsters.
Yeah.
But they all say the same thing. Even the hoods. You don't fuck with the white boy.
Yeah.
And not because he's white, because that guy can tear you apart.
Yeah.
He will ruin you in one of his songs.
Yeah.
And you ain't coming back from that.
Yeah. Machine Gun Kelly.
Howard's. What's that?
Machine Gun Kelly.
Destroyed him.
Yeah.
You don't hear about him anymore.
No.
Howard Stern had that same thing.
Yeah.
So Ellen DeGeneres, actors, everybody's like afraid. Don't mess with him. Don't even comment about him.
Yeah, they tread lightly.
Because you don't want to get the focus of him on his show.
Like Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Was it him that hated her?
Yeah, he totally.
He ripped her, right? Pretty good.
Ripped her all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he had a Rosie doll, I think.
Yeah, that fucking man. That fucking man.
Yeah, he
pretended to be
her.
a woman.
Where's she now?
Gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gone.
But he's a great interviewer, and he's smart, and he gets in your head and stuff. But Joe, by paying Jay that compliment, it was like, and all of a sudden, and Jay never does this. They take the car for a test drive. I watch a lot of Jay Leno because I see a lot of these cars. Oh fuck! And then they do the test drive, and it's like 5 minutes. They go around, they go on the freeway, and then they go back, and then he talks about it. With Joe, after he paid him that compliment, Jay just kind of like, oh, thanks a lot. You know, it means a lot to me. Yeah, I really appreciate that. You know, yeah. And then he goes, he felt good about himself, right? He's like, you know what? Let's take this car up in the hills and see what it can do. And Joe's like, oh, okay, right? So, and you know, they had the camera crew, and it's like steps on it, and so they fucking went for a test drive that was never ending. The fucking test drive went for like. I had to fast forward it. It was just like, holy fuck, they're still driving this car? Then they pulled over and they talked. And Jay's like, you know, I have to say, I'm a 65 Corvette. Joe was saying that it floats a little bit, but I got to say, I really like it. It's tight. Then they fucking went again. I was like, holy fuck. This is like 3 normal test drives, right? So Joe got in his head a little bit and, you know, stroked his ego maybe. I don't know, whatever he did. He's smart.
Very smart.
He's a smart dude.
He's been in front of the public in so many different aspects. Comedian's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be a tough gig.
Yeah.
You know, people say sometimes, oh, you're funny. That's my phone. Huh. People say, you're funny, this, that, and the other. Some people say, you should be a comedian. I'm like, there's no way.
No, fuck,
I could do it. There's no way.
The pressure?
The pressure. That's what I was supposed to say, the pressure.
Holy fuck.
And then your jokes have to be very original.
Yeah.
I laugh at jokes and stuff, but to say, okay, I'm going to make my own material, I might as well write a love song, which is never going to happen.
That's hard stuff. Like even this tonight, we first started, I was nervous. I was laughy. I was giggly.
I don't know. I felt pretty cool. I felt pretty comfortable.
Then it kind of just chilled.
Yeah,
you know?
I felt pretty comfortable.
But I couldn't imagine going on stage in front of fucking people.
Listen, I know this is going to work out, do really well. Yeah. I'll have no problem getting on stage and talking.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know, man. I might have to have a few more.
If I'm up on stage, I'll be popping them back. That's the nice thing about the internet, right? That's what I really like about this whole new world we live in. You could never do this on TV. You couldn't go on the Tonight Show and say, let's have some beers and chat.
Never.
In the internet, you could smoke dope.
Yeah.
You can, you know, do whatever you want. Dope, let me make it clear. Dope isn't marijuana, because dope is a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
You can just puff marijuana.
Yeah.
Drink beer, whiskey, have guests on the show. Hey, let's have some shots. Let's try this new tequila out, you know?
Yeah.
You know who I'd love to have on the show is Conor McGregor. I would, I would love
you imagine?
He would be so much of a presence.
He'd totally take over the show. But
I wouldn't care.
Let him.
100%.
You go.
100%. Imagine shooting whiskey with that guy. Let's do some proper 12 there, matey.
Oh, fuck.
Let's pound it. You know?
Dan Aykroyd was on Joe's show, and he was
talking about the crystals and this stuff.
Yeah, Crystal Head vodka or whatever.
I got some. It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't drink that stuff.
It's got to be cold. I like it really cold.
Yeah.
But
I like the bottle.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
But they distill their whiskeys through
diamonds.
Well, they're not diamonds per se. They're semi-precious, but they're still precious stones. It's not like diamonds that you would find in a jewelry store.
Right.
And they distill it through that, and supposedly gives the vodka properties.
Yeah.
And people drink it, and they say, yeah, this is definitely a different flavor.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely different, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a vodka, I forget what it's called, and they pour it over women's breasts. Like hot, really hot chicks.
Yeah.
And they pour it over their breasts.
And apparently it tastes better?
I don't know, but I don't know. I might like to have some vodka that's been poured over some titties.
That's gross.
I don't know. I think they're clean.
Like, that's just not a sanitary thing if you think about it.
I don't know. It's just there's weird stuff.
Whose vodka is that?
I don't know. Search it.
Hey Siri. Whose vodka gets poured over women's breasts? Oh my God, I gotta have a piss. Okay, let's end this fucking podcast.
It's been an hour. We made it.
An hour and 3 minutes.
It was good.
It's great.
Good first podcast.
Yep.
And now we're gonna do some other things in the future. We're gonna introduce a video game segment, which will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. We gotta get a TV somewhere.
Yeah, we'll get a TV back here, a screen back there. We'll get some video games.
Who do you think our first guest is gonna be?
I don't know. No idea.
These things swing around, though, right?
Yeah, we could move them around. We could
swing around.
We could turn the whole fucking thing around.
Well, when you're playing, right, you just swing the mics around and sit on that side.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I can bring that curtain out, and I could park my ass here. You could park your ass there, so that might not be too bad, I guess. But
well, if we sit on the sides like this and push these mics in,
yeah,
we could be looking at each other.
Yeah, I think
the table.
I think that'd be better.
Yeah.
I'll work on that for next week. Like these are pretty flexible.
Yeah, they're good. I like them. Right. Well, hey now.
And
I think I sound much better closer to the mic.
It is. It is.
I have a sexy,
we're probably going to notice it on playback.
I have a sexy radio voice.
That's because I have it fucking rigged up that way, buddy. Your voice isn't that sexy. Believe me.
I like it.
I like it.
All right. It was a good show. Good talking to you, buddy.
Absolutely.
And until next time. Let's hit that exit music like the intro.
Yeah, I'll have to fix that.
Good night, folks.
Have a good one.
That was good, buddy.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was good, though.
Not
it was
bad,
a good show.
For our first show?
Yeah, it flowed.
Fuck. Want to see
I felt
it now?
very flowy.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah, let's see it. You got to pause the mic anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I got to get so bad. We got to figure out how